Welcome back to another video. My name is Harold. Today is Monday, March 9th, and in today's video, I'll be going over how I lost $400 trading ES futures. So let's get right into it. We lost $400 on the trade with an initial target of 1037, planned R multiple of 2.52. So going into the market open, this was my plan. Friday, we saw that price attempted to break above this weekly value area low right here, and it failed over and over and over again until over the weekend we saw a gap down, a strong push lower. We held, and overnight we saw that price was able to create a level of demand here and climb back up, opening pretty much where price initially sold off, right? So price sold off, and then we saw buyers come in and hold the level. So going into today, I had two levels that I wanted to watch. The 6700 level, playing the gap fill back to the upside right over here, or if price was unable to break above this, right, then I was looking to take a trade to the downside, targeting this level of demand. I followed my plan, but not in the exact way that the trade presented itself. Price opened here, I ended up taking the trade right like this. There was no attempt to the upside. It was just a straight move to the downside. I got faked out, price held, and we moved back higher. For anyone that wants to see the daily plan that I created, I will leave it right over here on this side. You guys can read that, pause the video if you'd like. Now getting into the 2-minute charts and the order flow. As you guys can see here, price initially attempted to break higher. We sold off, breaking our key level right here, 66.61. We broke it, and I didn't take the trade until 66.45 because that is when I assumed I saw confirmation. When looking back at it now, it was very, very weak confirmation. Going into the order flow, as we opened, price attempted to be bought higher. We got rejected and buyers got absorbed, moving price to the downside. But something that was just off to me was every time we moved to the downside, the order flow was not clean. Alright, we did get clean candles, full expansion candles, but the order flow was not clean. First example here is after we get absorbed, we have 10,000 lots, right? This is a decrease from 11,000 lots. So that already, to me, this move shows that it was weak. The second move, here, we get another decrease in volume, 9,000 lots. So more weakness coming in, and we get a P-shaped form, not a B. So usually to the downside, I want to see a B shape over a P shape because these shapes indicate acceptance. If it is a B shape like this, then it shows that volume wants to move lower, right? So this is where the majority of the volume is taking place. And then we open, we have low volume, and then again we have majority of the volume taking place, and this shows that price is being accepted to the downside. But when we get a P shape like this, it shows that we transact volume on this upside area, and every time we move lower, there's low volume, there's a lack of activity. So going into that, I was like, okay, we are looking weak. Even if this level breaks, I'm not too sure if I want to take this trade. So yet again, now we do have an increase in volume on the breakout, but we get a P shape. And that is the only confirmation we have, right? An increase in volume. So to me, that is a no trade. And again, we get a B shape here, but it doesn't get accepted, right? We bounce, the candle doesn't actually close into it. We actually bounce and hold it, meaning that price got absorbed over here. So the sellers here got absorbed. We attempt to move lower again, and now we get a decrease in volume. So the price action is not looking good. The order flow is not looking good. But for some reason, we come into this candle. This was my entry candle right here. And I just get sucked in by this high volume, right? So this is a lot higher than what we've been presenting. And I just get sucked in by this right here. But clearly, we have another P shape. The only confirmation we have is the high volume. And I don't know why I got sucked in. This is also not really our key level anymore. We're 10 points lower than our key level. And this is the biggest mistake I've been making on most of my trades. I've been taking trades with less confirmation and at non-key levels. Like, it is near our key level, but it's not fully at our key level, right? Because the confirmations we got when we broke our true key level, they were weak. So now I should be looking for a reversal, not to take, but just to expect out of the market. And this high volume node most likely indicates exhaustion, right? And instead, I get FOMO'd by this high volume, thinking that we're just gonna keep moving lower. I enter the trade, and I get automatically stopped out in the next candle. Lately, all my trades that I've been losing have been very, very quick stop outs, like immediately. Like, I just knew that I was wrong. Like, even when I entered the trade, I'm like, oh man, like I feel like I forced this one. So my biggest problem lately just has been patience. I feel like I haven't been listening to my confirmations. If I write out my perfect A plus setup, it would kind of look like this. It would kind of look like this right here, right? My perfect A plus setup. In this setup, let me just delete this real quick. In this setup, what did we get? We got an increase in volume. We did not get a P shape, B shape. We got stacked imbalances, but they were located in the wrong area. And we didn't get a high delta percentage, right? So in order for me to take a real trade, these two for sure have to occur. The increase in volume and the P shape or B shape has to occur. That is the bare minimum. That is a B level trade, right? If those occur, then I look to see, did we get stacked imbalances? And then I look to see, what is the delta percentage looking like? But as long as we get these two at a key level, the first two at a key level, I am good to take the trade. But lately, I've been taking a lot of trades just on this increased volume because there were times, maybe 1 or 2 times, when I did break this rule and I was able to get away with it. But right now, I'm not able to get away with it, so now I'm paying for it, right? So these 4 confirmations are exactly what I need to hone in on starting this week. These 4 are very, very important. And to give an example of what this really looks like, it happened today. It did happen today, but I most likely would have been stopped out. Happened right over here. Okay? Yeah, right over here. So that was somewhere in this area. Let me find it. Somewhere in this area. 66.89, right? Yeah, so somewhere up here. It's right up here. I was presented a P shape showing acceptance of price. I was shown stacked imbalances, showing that there is an imbalance of buyers over sellers holding almost as demand, right? I was shown an increase in volume right over here. And we had a high delta percentage, 14%. So on a 2 minute, I look for 15 plus if we are looking for high delta percentage. But this was an A plus setup at an A plus location. So this is the type of trade that I should have waited for. But instead, I got faked out here because I think it was also a lack of just knowing market context. If I were to have gone back to this area, right? Like I said, I was potentially looking for a move to the upside, and if we failed, then I should have looked for a move to the downside. But instead, price came down initially, right? And if price does, it can easily bounce right back. That's what price did in the morning today. But I took this move as a sign of a breakdown, which can possibly happen, and it can happen if we have strong volume. This can just break down all the way lower, right? But we didn't get the right confirmations. So why am I entering the trade? This has been my biggest problem lately, and I think it just has to do with patience, getting a little bit excited over the new funded accounts that I have and just wanting to get this payout. But I need to lock in, I need to hone in on my A plus setups and just be a little bit more patient, right? I'd rather just not take the trade than take a stupid trade to ruin my discipline that I've been building. So that is it for the day. If you guys are interested how my month has been going, it's pretty much been looking like this right here. This month, it's pretty much been looking like this. Win loss, win loss. My win per trade percentage is 44%, which is pretty low. Usually when I'm winning, I'm at around a 60 to 70%, but I have not been able to go on win streaks. Some of these are evals, and it's been a tough start to the month, but it hasn't been terrible. I think I'm just very hard on myself. We're gonna get better from this. We're gonna do better this month. I have confidence in myself to be able to perform at a higher level, and hope you guys can keep following along, keep following the journey, and I hope that this video helped in some way or related in some way. If it did, leave a like and a comment below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.